Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keith Andrew Network. I am your host, Keith Andrew, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network special episode of 512. I'm here as Michael Watson, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you very much.
Now, for people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities that never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. It's to prove to them you can still amount to something. So hashtag break the labels. With that being said, it's going to be a half hour of your time. And starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Michael, and I was born on 5th of May 1992, and growing up, I knew I was different from other people, because people around me that I saw were completely normal, but I knew I was different in a way because I had a learning disability called Asperger's syndrome. I'm not sure whether you're aware of what that situation is. But when I went into school, I was very keen in doing theatre, and I wanted to audition to get into the theatre group, but because of my learning disability, I was thrown out even before I even tried to enter the audition thing because of my disability, because they misjudged me straight away because I didn't look confident and I wasn't sure of what to do. But, I really wanted people to give me a chance, but they wouldn't because of my disability. But one day, my form tutor came to me and said, would you like to try and join our drama group? And we were doing a sort of drama project exploring why we had these different disabilities and what it would be like for people with learning difficulties to audition for the first time. And I didn't think they would accept me, but a few minutes in, they accepted me, and theatre changed my life completely.
No, absolutely. And like I said, you can get up, walk around, this is your time. It's always better to be authentic than to be paperized. But the one thing I saw that, and what the talk show is mostly about is like disabilities, but I don't always cover that. I like to make every episode different. Is what is your learning disability, and how did that interfere with everything you accomplished in your life so far?
Okay, well, as I said, I've got Asperger's syndrome, which is a type of autism / learning disability. I've also, on top of that, I've got very poor eyesight, which also stopped me from doing theatre for some time because I couldn't see where I was going, or I couldn't keep up with everything. And also, my disability stops me from understanding certain things, and I sometimes get very emotional when people, throw me out or give an opinion that I don't like. And part of Asperger's syndrome is I take things sometimes too literally, but I discovered when I was 13 that my Asperger's syndrome gave me strength, and it was no longer my weak point, because I went to England at age 14, and I saw that other people were like me as well in this school, and they had pretty low confidence, and I had a high confidence, which is not normal for someone with Asperger's syndrome, but they wanted to be on stage as well as me, and they were rejected from other things as well. But I actually managed to help them with my condition, to help them get through their problems in daily life from what I learned from my psychologist and what my parents had taught me, and I still am in contact with these people, and learning disabilities can be a huge advantage, I found out.
No, absolutely. It depends if you want, if you use your disability as a crutch, I am an example of this because I always used it I call it the boomerang because you throw it's like, oh, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, I can get out of things, and that's the boomerang. And you, as you're
Yeah,
throwing it, you're labeling yourself as, mentally challenged, mentally disturbed, retarded, or whatever label you want to use. And then
yeah,
that will go to people and like, oh, I remember this person because they have a disability. And now, oh, you said you never wanted to do this. Now they're going to hold that against you. So
yeah,
using your disability as a disadvantage, you label
mm,
yourself. But the point of
yeah,
the show is to show you that, hey, I read and learn at a fifth grade level and or high school level, whatever the hell you want to call it. And
yeah,
this is basically therapy for myself. And I'm showing you, look at what I'm able to accomplish. I'm showing
mm-hmm,
you that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And if you prove to them, you can break those labels. Now, the
mm-hmm,
first thing,
yeah,
and I don't mean to laugh, I do apologize. Every time I hear the word Asperger's, I just kind
yeah,
of lose my appetite because I do like burgers, and somehow having ass on my burgers is it's kind of
yeah,
really like not really something I would find appetizing. We should really change that name to something. Just like call like autism or something. Like just have a
yeah,
normal name because it
yeah.
sounded like someone came up with the name and that's they said let's put the word ass in it because it sounds funny.
Yeah, yeah, it is actually a kind of autism. So we'll stick with autism. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But growing up, I thought it was a bad thing, because I thought if I'm living with this condition, am I going to be rejected in everything I try? So growing up after failing to get into these drama clubs and music clubs and so on, I kind of gave up because I was at a crossroads, because I thought, well, this situation isn't helping me at all. I'm never going to find my star quality, and I'm never going to find a chance to prove myself. But when I moved back to Luxembourg from England in 2014, I found a group here in Luxembourg called Pirates Productions, and we are very well known here in Luxembourg. And I thought, okay, these guys seem very open to anybody with any culture, any learning disability or whatever. And so I decided to have a go, and that was when I first discovered the world of Broadway. And they accepted me immediately, and my first production was Oliver the musical. And since then, I've been performing ever since in Broadway musicals in Luxembourg, and I'm currently in rehearsals for the next show, which is Young Frankenstein the musical, which is coming to Luxembourg in November. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it's great.
Oh, girl, I wish you the best of luck of that. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
ask you a big culture difference between because you're in the UK and I'm in the States. Do people
yeah,
treat people differently in the UK with learning
yeah.
disabilities than people in the States? For an example, people in the States would label you. How do they
Yeah.
treat you overseas?
Overseas, I went to a school which was designed especially to work with people with learning disabilities, and there, mostly in Britain, you get ridiculed, because of they label you very easily, So it depends what kind of people you're working with, So, like, for example, if you're in a job interview, some people will think, one look at this guy, oh, he's not going to be good because of his facial expressions or something. People with Down syndrome, especially, discriminated far too easily. And I've seen many people with Down syndrome who are extremely intelligent, and they've managed to find jobs. But now I'm living in Luxembourg in the EU in Europe, and here disability is not frowned upon in any way. It's helped. You've got good psychologists. They see it as the good side of the disability instead of the bad side of the disability. And, they explore the grey areas and not the black and white ones, and they try and solve the situations as best they can. And since moving back to Luxembourg in 2014, I've never regretted that decision to move back here, because with all the stresses that I've had and all the things I've been through, I've discovered over time that each thing that I've been through has made me a stronger person who I am today. And, I sometimes hate those people who were a nasty influence on my life, but for some reason I can't help thinking that they actually contributed to where I am now. If they hadn't been hard on me then, I wouldn't be as confident as I am now. They were just helping me along, but probably in the wrong way, because they didn't understand my disability.
No, absolutely, and that's something that's caught my interest right behind you. And
Yeah,
there's a 5 hour difference between UK and the States, and it's
yeah.
about like 9 o'clock where you are, right?
It's currently 10 o'clock here. Yeah,
And then look at that, and the sun's still out.
yeah. It does get a bit darker at the time, but it stays very sunny until late night. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
interesting. I always wanted to go down to England. It's on my things to do list.
yeah. And but now I currently live in Luxembourg, which is in the EU, which is in Europe, where I am now, actually in Luxembourg. I was in England 8 years ago, but Luxembourg is my hometown, and it's where I grew up and got to know a lot of people. And I remember in school I was treated differently to other people at the beginning, because they didn't know what my disability was, and I basically got treated as invalid in the first few days. But then, as weeks went by, and I got assessed by psychologists, they could see some strong points in the few weeks that went by that they hadn't seen before. And when I moved to England, those strong points showed a lot stronger than they did here. Yeah, and it's just built up my confidence, and it's nice to know that if ever I'm angry about something, that I have a group of people around me with different or similar disabilities to me who I can turn to, and we can discuss these different problems. I mean, when I was growing up, I thought I was the only kid out there who had problems, but as I grew up, I was pleased to see that I'm not the only one who's got learning disabilities, so it's great.
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I was going to ask you, I
Yeah.
saw that you performed in multiple Broadway musicals.
Yes,
Which
yeah.
ones were some of your favorites? And because you have a slight disability, and for people who have disabilities out there, was
Yeah.
it very difficult to make the transition, or once you jumped in, you just felt like you were at home?
Yeah, well, I was obviously, because in Broadway I had to be, disciplined to show to be in this character or to dance in this particular way, and with the dancing and this disability that I have, it also I'm very uncoordinated. So I'm worried that if I get into a show which I want to, that I won't get cast because I can't dance really well. But let's face it, not every actor is the best spectacular dancer out there. But with me, they looked at my strong points because I can sing really well, I can act really well, and they took me on. I tried, despite my learning difficulty, I try and put myself in there, forget about my disability when I'm performing on stage, and whilst forgetting about my disability, I feel as though I'm a different person, as though I'm normal, like everyone else around me who's on the stage with no problem at all. But it's difficult to get into the habit of me off stage and me, on stage at the beginning, because I had to be. Because at the moment I was in character. I kept going on the bus in character, which was not a very, good thing to do. But they knew that I was practicing, and I did it every year that I did every Broadway show. I got more experience, and I remembered a lot more from the previous shows, and I've just blossomed from being a nervous boy in the background in the chorus to actually coming forward in the past 2 years and getting lead roles, which is amazing performance. was an amazing experience for somebody with disability. You know, you think you wouldn't get that opportunity, but I'm so glad that they've offered me these opportunities to play bigger parts and make me step outside my comfort zone. And I'm really pleased to have taken those choices. It's something I'll never regret. So.
No, absolutely. And now, the name of the theater you went to was Theater Royal Winchester.
Yes, that's right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many years have you been performing? How many years have you been going there?
I've been performing in Winchester for 8 years. Yeah, that was so from 2006 until 2014. My first show was Fiddler on the Roof, which was the best experience of my life. And I always go into work sometimes singing the songs and, you know, it's bringing back fond memories. And I was also in Billy Liar, which was also an English musical, and also Gilbert and Sullivan performances. And this was the time that I started learning musical instruments as well. So I could contribute with my musical instruments into the theatre world. And as I said, back in Luxembourg, I started doing the musical side of theatre as well. So no, I don't always want to be on the stage. I want to explore all different kinds of aspects of the theatre, the musical side, the production side. And last year I actually wrote a comedy for the first time. And normally I'm not very imaginative, but I tried to write and submitted my play. And I was really pleased that it got accepted. And at the end of January this year, I got the great chance to direct it, and it got a really good review.
No, absolutely. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, and I'm going to pass it over to you.
My name is Vanessa Lina. Adrian Lalo.
Michael.
This is Cynthia Bastine.
I'm Sonia Fisher. This is Shane Smith.
My name is Alexandra Bowie.
My name is Amelia Clover.
Hi, I'm Amy Linden.
Hi, I'm Anita Nicole Brown.
It's Meg Green.
Hi, my name is Asata Caldwell.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brooke.
Hi, I'm Brynford.
Hi, I'm Casey Dunn.
Hi, it's Cassandra Kavinsky.
Hi, I'm Christina Briza.
I'm Cindy Hogan.
I'm Courtney Sinello.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
My name is Deborah Jane East.
Hi, my name is Dinah Marasea.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victoria London.
Hi, I'm Heather Krona.
Hi, I'm Heather Callahan Stevens.
Hi, I'm Jay Nicole Ralph.
My name is Jamie Petrone.
My name is Julie.
My name is Julia Brankovic.
Kathleen Wills.
Kimberly Amano.
Hi, my name is Laura Putnam.
Hi, I'm Laura Shapanis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Damas.
This is Michelle Mupo, a.k.a. Fuchsia.
I'm Rachel Olivera.
Hi, my name is Sarah Joy Mount.
Hi, I'm Susan Brender.
Hi, everyone. This is Venus Leone.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Dana.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Herrera, and I was just on the Keith Andrew Network. It was tons of fun. We used up all our time and then some. I really recommend this show, and try to be a guest on Keith's show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Keith Andrew, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network, Season 6, Episode 12. I'm here with Michael Watson with the last couple minutes left. For people with learning disabilities and disabilities, what would be your word of wisdom for those people? And do you have any funny stories?
So my word of wisdom for people with the as far as words of wisdom, which goes to people with disability watching out there, I know it's a rough patch. If you're going through difficulty, you're scared, you can't talk, or you feel as though you're not inclined to talk. But I stood up for myself in several situations. And because I've stood up for myself in these certain situations, I've saved myself from a lot of worry, and I've become a stronger person, standing up for myself with these disabilities. And if you push as hard as you can, it doesn't matter how hard people push back, because the harder you push, they will gradually fall back because they know that you're serious in accomplishing your goals. And if you try and really take these things on, because people around you are there to help, despite if they have a disability, that doesn't matter. Somewhere in there's a strength that they can help you. You just got to find that inner strength and spirit to carry on. And, just go for it. And if you go for it, you'll be where I am now, either performing on Broadway or doing music or going far in the world, because I've had many opportunities, and I've had opportunities that have been to places that I never thought I'd go to with my learning disability. But it's a rough road, but believe me, it's worth the fight.
No, absolutely. For me, for my word of wisdom, is when people label you, doesn't matter, deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair, if you have autism, or what people say, Asperger's. I mean, we should really get rid of that word. You have autism, you have split personalities. Of course, you should get medical help, but at the same time, you should be very passionate about doing what you love. It doesn't matter. You want to become an artist, you want to become a school teacher, if you want to become someone in the entertainment world. There's hundreds of actors out there who have learning disabilities. I don't know a lot of them off the top of my head, but one that comes to mind is, I'm trying to think of his name. He's on Hawaii Five-0. He does the new one, not the old one. He does Steve McGarrett. He has a disability. And there's a couple other actors out there that I can't think of at the moment, but they have learning disabilities.
Yeah, and they all made it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And there's one that actually I take it back. There's a second one. His name was RJ from Breaking Bad. He had cerebral palsies, but look at what he's doing. I have interviewed people, who have been in a wheelchair, but they've been an extra in a film. I interviewed someone who has cerebral palsies in a wheelchair, but he's a filmmaker. So basically, if they can do it, you can do it, I can do it, and you shouldn't have labels dictate who you are and who you're going to be. To prove that you can break the labels.
Exactly, yeah. We should be given the chance, whatever, no matter what problem or learning disability you have, no matter what culture, if you want to do something, people should see that you're really keen on doing it, and they should give you a chance. I mean, obviously we can't tell people to give us a chance, but that's what I'm saying. We all need opportunities, and if we don't take them, we won't know where it will take us.
No, I agree with you. Now, wrapping up our interview segment, are you on social media? How can your fans follow you? Are you on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Stage 32? Is there any websites that I did not mention that you are a part of?
I'm just on Facebook, so yeah. On Facebook, and you can follow me on pirates.lu, which is our Pirates Facebook website, and I'll be posting there occasionally the updates and rehearsals for Frankenstein, giving the dates and locations where we will be on, and so some people who are watching this broadcast might want to come down and check us out. And I can also be followed on New World Theatre Club, which is also on our Facebook page. And if anybody has any questions for me, they can definitely message me on my Facebook name, and I'll get back to them. And if they would like to talk to me about how they can get help on getting onto Broadway, I'll be more than happy to help out.
No, absolutely. Now, wrapping up our show, how I finish all my shows, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction, and what made you say yes?
I was very excited because obviously, I'm far away from America, but I always follow every single show in America, New York, Broadway. I'm absolutely passionate about Broadway, and when I heard that you were interviewing these actors, I didn't want to miss out on a chance. Of course, I'm at the moment far away from being a Broadway star, but I'm continuing to build up there, and just to be able to talk to these people in around your area who perform and are on Broadway, it's an amazing experience. I never thought I'd be talking to them, and one of my dreams is to travel the world with a theatre company, and Aladdin or all these other big companies in New York, and I'd love to get there in 2 or 3 years' time from now. So if anybody can help me out or give me tips on what theatre companies are looking for people to promote to travel in the near future, I'd be very grateful.
No, absolutely. It was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.